Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Emma, and we are playing Dragon Age, the second iteration. Okay, so I got some sweet intel last time that we needed to go and try out a different place. Well, I only have so many people. Oh, so much. Oh, we haven't gotten a chance to go to Darktown yet. What is all this? What is this? Is this the mountains? What is this? Sundermount. Is that... Okay, this is at night. And this is during the day. I just discovered this. So bear with me. What is this? Oh, you're the hangman at night? Sweet. Okay, I think this is where we have to go. Oh no, which quest is it? Which quest is it? These are the things I should look up before I start recording. And I usually do. I just got excited. We haven't done this forever. Okay, let me double check in our journal real quick. Okay, good. A long way home. This is what we want. Sundermount. I did everything right. Ha. All right. Oh my god, I'm so excited. You guys know how I feel about elves. Especially Dalish elves. Like, city elves are great too, don't get me wrong, they're still elves. But there is something just like inherently, well, at home about the day. Oh, no. God, I gotta remember how to do shit. Okay, let's help Sarva. Oh, there's one big in the back. Why, Dragon Age? Why? Why? Why does there need to be spiders and everything? No. Ugh, and they look more realistic this time. Much to my chagrin. Okay. Oh, hello, Elfroot. Look how pretty you look in this game. Elfroot was first used by the elves of Arlathon, hence the name. The root gave their medicines particular efficacy. So when the Imperium conquered the elves, the Magisters adopted its use, and its popularity spread to all corners of the Empire. Elfroot is a hardy plant with large green leaves that grows wild in many places. It's so common that it tends to show up in most gardens and fields, almost like a weed. Unlike a weed, however, most people appreciate having access to the wonderful little plant. The roots can be used with very little preparation. Rubbing some of the juice on a wound, for example, will speed up healing and numb pain. And chewing on a slice of fruit treats minor ailments like indigestion, flatulence, and hoarse throats. There are several varieties, but the most useful for herbalists are the bitter, gossamer, and the royal elf roots. Ooh, they have royal elf roots in Inquisition. Cool. Inez. Is that the woman that we helped in Origins? You know, like when there was the mage lady who got stranded out in the forest. We had to go help. Elves. I'm so excited.
Old Shemlin, your kind are not welcome among the Dalish.
When did we get accents like this? Why is this happening? We might as well.
Who are you people?
We are the last of the Elven.
Keep that in mind, Hawke. Elves you see elsewhere, figments of your imagination.
Don't be rude, Varric.
They have given up their identity to live among Shemlin. They're elven no more.
Especially because they get treated like slaves. Not that I'm, like, sanctioning the kind of segregation that I guess the Dalish are propagating, but I understand that they're trying to reclaim a semblance of who and what they were. And when you don't want any of that, that doesn't necessarily group you in the same.
What's a Shemlin?
An elven slur for human.
It means you're not one of the people, and you should leave now.
I'm not expecting tea and cakes. I just need to see someone.
There's nothing here for any human.
Wait. This is the one the Keeper spoke of.
A Shemlin? I thought she'd be an elf.
Enter the camp. Keeper Marethari has been waiting for you.
Cause trouble, and you'll meet our blade, stranger.
Why did they do that to their faces?
Marethari, I was told to bring you this amulet.
Andarana Tishan, travelers. Indeed, I am Keeper Marethari. Let me look at you. There is a light in your heart, human. Don't let it go out. You will need it. Tell me how this burden fell to you, child.
Your guard said you spoke of me. How did you know I was coming?
I listened. To the wind, to the birds, as the hunters do. To my dreams. I watched the stars. There is great wisdom to be found all around us, if you know how to listen for it. But I was not certain. Nothing is certain.
Are you the leader of these Dalish? Why did the witch tell me to bring this amulet to you?
I am the keeper of this clan. It is my task to guide my people and to ensure the old ways are not forgotten. As for asha'bellanar, I am tied to her, just as you are, by a debt that must be repaid.
I wonder what asha'bellanar means. Or maybe it translates to something as simply as, you know, Witch of the Wilds.
Exactly what have I been carrying around? Is it magic?
It is a promise, child. Made by one whose word still has weight. And therefore, it has terrible power. There are few things in this world stronger than a promise kept. Remember that.
A dragon fell from the sky, charred some darkspawn, then asked me to bring you this amulet. No big deal.
You are blessed by luck, then. I will pray that Mithal watches over your path. The amulet must be taken to an altar at the top of the mountain, and given a Dalish rite for the departed. Then, return the amulet to me. Do this and your debt will be repaid.
Are you going to teach me this rite for the departed?
I will send my first with you. She will see to it the ritual is done. And when it is complete, I must ask that you take her with you when you go.
Who is your first? First of what?
Your people would call her my apprentice, or heir. Merrill would have taken my place as keeper. But she has chosen a new path. Please, guide her safely from here.
That seems a little odd.
It is her wish, and I must grant it. You will find Merrill waiting for you on the trail just up the mountain. Dareth Shiral.
Ah, so it's here that they changed the pronunciation of Elvish.
I thought maybe you could use some archery lessons. Private one.
I think my name is Hawke.
Well, why don't we go somewhere and try to fix that?
Sorry, I'm trying to like listen to them talk.
Leave it. Won't need it.
Is she coming on him? You're so clueless, poor little baby. Just go with her. Okay. Eloran is how I'm going to pronounce this. In the days after the rising of Zazakil, the Dark Ones covered every corner of the land. The Archdemon drove all the nations of the world before him, Shemlin and Elvain alike. In the far north, where the hills wander the plains, and the earth is eternally baked beneath the uncaring sun, the lands which the Shemlin call Anderfels, a clan of our people lived. struggling to survive the blight. Eloran was their keeper, a hunter in his younger days, crafty as any wolf. He led his people always just ahead of the darkspawn who chased them. But the old hunter knew that even Hala cannot run forever. They must turn and fight, or be run down. At the foot of the Merdane, the darkspawn cornered Eloran's clan. That night, the moon was strangled by clouds, the earth concealed by a dread mist that rose out of nowhere, so that the Elvain could not tell up from down. In the confusion, the darkspawn attacked. But Eloran had been prepared for them. All around the camp, the hunters had strewn dry grass, brush, and brambles. When the sound of rustling footfalls began, Eloran and the other Haren called upon the old magic. They struck out with lightning, and though the bolts missed the darkspawn, they hit their target all the same. The sea of kindling lit, and not one of the dark creatures made it through the fire to reach Eloran's clan. I love these sorts of tales. I love this. Sorry, I might run around and just read all of these, because this is cool as shit.
It's a little flat for a bowl, perhaps?
Told you so.
Oh god, I love Dalish camps. I love Dalish camps. I love Dalish camps so much. Can I talk to any of you?
Shemlin. Wonderful. Make your business here quick.
I know, I'm sorry. I really am. I don't like the oppression any more than you do.
We allow humans into our camp. Take care not to abuse the privilege.
I like the elongated ears. I'm not a fan of the little tiny short elven ears. I really like when they elongate them a little bit more. I think it's more elegant and it's more noticeable, you know? I'm trying to catch all these conversations.
Merrill, human. If the Keeper wants you here, then be welcome.
Thank you. That's very kind of you, person with shunned hair. Oh, Geography of Thedas. Okay. Oh, is this Genetivi? This is Genetivi. Thedas is bound to the east by the Amaranthine Ocean, to the west by Tirashan Forest and the Hunterhorn Mountains, to the south by the snowy wastes that lie beyond the Orkney Mountains, and to the north by Donark Forest. The word Thedas is Tevinter in origin, originally used to refer to lands that bordered the Imperium. As the Imperium lost its stranglehold on conquered nations, more and more lands became Thedas, until finally people applied the name to the entire continent. That's interesting, it's not the entire world, it's just the continent. There may be more continents. That's really interesting, that's got some implications for the game. The northern part of Thedas is divided amongst the Anderfels, the Tevinter Imperium, and Tiva, and Ravain, with the islands held by the Canari just off the coast. Central Thedas consists of the Free Marches, Navarra. Navarra is where Cassandra's from, correct? With all the, for lack of a better word, necromancers. And Orlais, with Ferelden to the south. What lies beyond the snowy wastes is a mystery. The freezing temperatures and barren land have kept even the most intrepid cartographers at bay. Similarly, the western reaches of the Anderfels have never been fully explored, even by the Anders themselves. We do not know if the dry steppes are shadowed by mountains, or if they extend all the way to a nameless sea. There must be other lands, continents, or islands, perhaps across the Amaranthine, or north of Parvalen, for the Canari arrived in Thedas from somewhere. But beyond that deduction, we know nothing. Cool. You know, as much as I apologize for these codexes, I'm really... Codexes? I'm really, really liking the fact that we're getting so much knowledge. Hello.
Watch your steps, Shem. You don't know how many Dalish arrows are trained on you right now.
I know, I'm sure that that's the case, and I understand. But I really can't get past the fact that you guys have accents.
Shemlin. Wonderful.
Yes, I heard.
Make your business here quick.
Ooh, Arlathan. Okay. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never-changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death, for we know they wandered the fade in dreams. In those ages, our people called all the land Elvenan, which in the old language means place of our people. And at the center of the world stood the great city of Arlathan, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Parvalan to the north. Called Shemlin, or quicklings, by the ancients, the humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. Ugh. But the humans brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believe that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and had cast them down among the quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvenan off from the humans, for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. Oh, I just noticed that this is from a different clan. And I wonder what clan this is, because Sabre, I believe is how you pronounce the name of the clan that we were with in Origins with Mahariel, which Merrill was a part of, if you guys recall. She went with us to go and investigate the temple that we lost Tamlin in. And that's where we found the... Oh, Hawke's yawning. So we found the mirror, for lack of a better term. The alluvian. So, we'll see if she's the same person or not. Sorry, I keep trying to catch all these conversations and I just can't. Okay, there were some people over here.
We have our bows trained on you, Shemlin. Conduct your business with the Keeper quickly.
That's nice. Okay, so we've got one more text, which I am very interested in. Can we talk to these hunters? Because I love Velisleen.
Conclude your business with Keeper Marethari, Shemlin, and be gone from here.
I keep thinking that when they have names or I have the ability to, like, touch them. Like, this guy's got a name, but I can't talk to him. Like, I want to do these things. I want to interact with these people, but I understand how they're reticent to do so. It's easier in Origins because you are Dalish, so of course they're going to interact with you. After my encounter with the Dalish elves on the road to Navarra, I studied every book on the elves I could find. I sought out legends and myths and histories and tried to make sense of it all. But there is only so much one can learn from books. I knew that in order to truly understand the Dalish, I would have to seek them out, a dreadful idea in hindsight. In my defense, I was young, and also inebriated when the idea popped into my head. Unfortunately, even after I had regained some measure of sobriety, the idea still held appeal. It proved remarkably resistant to my attempts to ignore it. I gave in after months of that nagging thought at the back of my head, and set out to learn about the Dalish firsthand. I tramped through the forest bordering Orlais for weeks before I finally found, or was found by, a Dalish hunter. I stumbled into one of his traps and suddenly was hanging from a tree with a rope about my ankles. So there I was, defenseless, upside down with my robe over my head, my underclothes on display. Descriptions of my predicament might elicit laughter these days, but trust me when I say it was a situation I would not wish on anyone. Thankfully, my ridiculous appearance may have caused my captor to stay his hand. What threat is a silly human with his pants showing? And so he sat, made a small fire, and began to skin the deer he had caught. I soon mustered the courage to speak. I tried to assure him that I was not there to harm him, but he laughed at this and replied that if I was there to harm him, I had failed terribly. Eventually, we got to talking, and when I say talking, I mean that I would ask him questions, and occasionally he would deign to answer. He told me that while some Dalish actively seek out human travelers to rob or frighten, most of his people would rather be left alone. He seemed to believe that punishing the humans for past actions only led to more violence. It's very wise. I asked him about the intricate tattoos on his face. He told me that they were called Valisleen, blood writing. His were symbols of Andrul, the Huntress, one of the most highly revered elven goddesses. He said the Dalish mark themselves to stand out from humans, and from those of their kin who have chosen to live under human rule. He said the Valisleen reminded his people that they must never again surrender their beliefs. When he finished skinning the deer, he cut me down. By the time I had righted myself and conquered the dizziness of all the blood rushing out of my head, he was gone. I do not recommend that my readers seek out the Dalish for themselves. I was very lucky to have met the man that I did, and to have walked away from our meeting unscathed. Perhaps the Maker watches over those who seek knowledge with an open heart. I certainly would like to think so. Jenna TV, you got around. How interesting.
We have our bows trained on you, Shenlin.
Yes, yes.
Conduct your business with the Keeper quickly.
I understand, friend, I do. Should we go this way? Because that's going to be Merrill, I believe, yeah? It looks like there's just a little bit of area.
The guards don't come this far out. It's better for both sides.
Okay. Ah, the guards as in... Is it a mine? The guards as in Kirkwall guards. And yes, it is better for both sides.
What do you do, Aveline?
You know I'm a guard. Why are you asking?
I mean in your off-duty hours, for fun. You've heard of it, I hope.
These are my off-duty hours.
And the trend of you scaring the piss out of me continues.
I love her. I love Aveline so much. I didn't think I was going to love Aveline. You know, I was kind of, admittedly, focused on our elven compatriots that we might have. Oh! God, why? Every time. I'm just going to... chain lightning, please? Chain lightning. This. And pray to God I didn't wake my poor husband up. It's his birthday, so I'm trying to let him sleep in as long as possible. And me screaming about spiders is not going to help that end. I was like, this is a perfect little nook. This is going to be great. I am suddenly object to exploring the rest of this area. I feel bad. I hope I didn't wake him up. Balls. Why Dragon Age? Why? I was hoping this was just an Origins thing. Yes, I understand there's a Clan's Craftsman over there, but I can't buy anything from you. I gotta save up 50 sovereigns, friend. Oh? Oh, okay, okay. Merrill, dear, what are you doing?
Oh, I didn't hear. You must be the one the Keeper told me about. Another.
I'm so sorry. I didn't ask your name. Unless... It's not rude to ask a human their name, is it? I'm Merrill, which you probably knew already. I'm rambling, sorry.
Oh, she's so cute.
Did you hear that strange noise?
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Of course you didn't, my dear. Does she have a shard of the Illuvian?
Why are you leaving the Dalish for Kirkwall? I have to. Let's leave it at that for now, alright?
Is it because of the Illuvian?
I get the feeling you're in trouble.
It's not like that. Not exactly, anyway. The Keeper and I have disagreements. but it will sort itself out in time.
Okay. Sorry, I thought it was going to give us another thing.
You seem awfully nervous.
You're only the second human I've seen up close. Last time was not a happy memory. A Grey Warden took away one of our hunters to fight the Darkspawn. I heard she fought the Archdemon. I wonder what's become of her.
Oh, Merrill, I wish that you and Mario could get back together, and at least she could tell you what happened to Tamlin, and put your mind at ease, at least a little.
We didn't get a proper introduction.
I am... or was, I suppose. The first to keep a Marethari. I've studied the old ways for as long as I can remember. I know things. The law of the Dalish that can help us get to the summit of Sundermort.
Okay, I think we've asked all of those. This is a charming one. I want to be sweet to her. Don't be rude, Hawke.
You'll have to work harder than that to offend me.
Good.
My name's Hawke.
Thank you. I'm afraid I'm not very experienced with your kind. The Keeper said you came from Ferelden. I spent most of my life there. We only came north a few years ago. Have you been in the Free Marches long? Do you like it here?
I miss the cold and the dirt. Kirkwall's not brown enough for me. But hey, no Darkspawn.
Ferelden wasn't that brown. The dirt and muck gave it character. We should go. Your task is for asha'bellanar. It's not wise to make her wait.
Do you know the witch who sent me here?
No, not personally. My people tell stories of her, though. You're very lucky. Most people who meet asha'bellanar wind up in little pieces, hanging from the trees.
Well then. Flemeth, what have you been up to?
I take it you've been expecting me to bring this amulet for some time.
The Keeper brought us here to wait for you. I don't know much more than that. I do know that you have asha'bellanar's amulet, and we must bring it to the altar on the mountaintop. Nothing more.
What do we have to do with the amulet?
It's a funeral of sorts. I'll perform it when we get to the mountaintop. Getting there is the tricky part. Our hunters haven't been able to reach the summit. Dark things are about.
Is that it?
Let's get this over with.
Cool. Okay, let me level these guys up real quick. All right. Let's get up this mountainside. What? Can we attack these, please? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So I've been taking a lot. Oh.
The Keeper didn't mention you were a mage.
All Keepers know a bit of old magic. The stories tell us that all Elven once had the gift. But like so many things, it was lost. It's a Keeper's job to remember, to restore what we can.
Can't demons possess Dalish mages?
It can happen. And when it does, the clan must hunt and kill their own Keeper.
Does the Chantry know about the Dalish mages?
Oh, they know. Keeper Marethari told me that was one of the reasons we never camped too long in one place.
Absolutely.
They usually won't pursue us if we stay away from the cities and towns and keep moving. But my clan is now in more danger, having lost our Hala.
If you go to Kirkwall, you'll be an apostate in a city full of Templars.
I know. But if I don't go to Kirkwall, I'll be alone. A solitary elf is easy prey for anyone. In the city, I can get lost in the crowd.
Please keep turning skeletons into toads for us.
But I never... Right. Not literally. Happy to help. I've done a little fighting before, but it was always alone. I'll try not to hit anyone. On our side, I mean. I'm babbling again. Let's go.
Oh, baby. It's okay. I like how there's just piles of money. I wish there was actually the money that we were getting out of here, because that probably was about 50 sovereigns, yeah? That would be really nice. What is that on our map? Is that just rock? Are we gonna have another staged fight over here? Because this is a... Yeah. You can always tell by the lay of the land, almost. Harvard. Yeah. Oh, we've got several over here. Look how good the graphics are. I don't know why people don't like this game. This is great. I know. But are these... I don't know why people give DA2 shit. I like this. I like this a lot. I think it's really improved on Origins. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like bashing Origins by any means. I also like this. This is good. The graphics are good. The fighting is good. Oh, hello.
So the Keeper finally found someone to take you from here.
Aw.
Yes.
Then finish your task quickly, human. We cannot be rid of this one too soon.
I'm sensing a story here.
I have made my choice. And I will save our clan whatever you think.
What's going on here, Merrill?
Nothing. Just ignorance. We should go.
That's a good way to put that. Are they getting pissy at her for blood magic, maybe? I say that because she used the word ignorance. There was something over here. Rock slide? Ooh, cool. Oh.
A landslide blocked the path. There's a cave that should take us to the other side.
Okay. Okay, so this is just that little teensy area. Got it. Cool. Sundermount Passage.
I'm sorry. You're not really seeing the Dalish at their best. We're good people that look out for each other. Just not today, apparently.
See, there are some points in time I don't want to be, like, capricious.
Is there anything I can do to help?
It's kind of you to ask. I'm fine. Even if my people don't appreciate my efforts, I must see this through. Let's go. Asha'bellanar isn't known for her patience.
I can't imagine she is. This is not reassuring. We're not in the Hanged Man. I don't want to see hung people. Okay. Okay, guys. This is where we're going to stop. On a good cliffhanger-y note, this is wonderful. I don't usually like to pursue the main quest, like, right off the bat. I like to try to take care of all the side quests so we can either enjoy it at max level, so we don't skip things or miss things because we rush storyline. But I'm really glad we've picked up Merrill. This is very interesting for me as someone who played Mahariel in Origins because we have dealings with her. And she was there with us when we went looking for Tamlin and discovered the ruins and the alluvion that essentially resigned Tamlin to death. So it's really interesting for me to interact with her. She's obviously different than who she was in Origins, just a little. And I don't know how she ended up with this clan. But, I mean, I guess it's stuff we'll figure out in time. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about her when I was playing Origins, because how could she How could she want to have anything to do with the alluvian that killed Tamlin, you know? But I don't know her reasons yet. I don't know what's going on. I just know that little bit. So, with all of this fun shit in store for us, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you next time.